All right. So tell me the sounds when you see the letter. Okay. Whoop, there's nothing.
Oh, A.
Good. What other sound does this make?
A.
Good. So A and A,
A.
right? Okay, good. Let's try this. I have several blanks. What about that one?
Cut. Cut.
It's gonna have two sounds.
Cut.
There you go. Now try to say it fast.
Cut.
There you go. Good job. Good. How would you say that?
X.
X, right? Okay.
Dur.
Try it one more time.
Dur.
You're close. It's like like drive. Dr. Okay. Good. 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 Move this one over here. Is that one? Good. Good. Not but There you go. There you go. Good. Blank. What's another sound? Good. So it's got the short and the long. Okay. There's a blank.
O.
Good job.
A.
And what other sound?
I.
Good.
J.
What other sound does this make?
G.
Good.
Yeah.
Hmm? What's the short sound though? What's the long sound? Good. And it can make ooh and other sounds too, right? Okay. What about this one?
B.
B. And then last one.
W.
What?
I have a trick for that one. For that one in the B and the D.
You do?
Okay, so the A,
Mm-hmm.
it faces this way. So does the D. That helps me remember.
Okay.
That the D faces this way and it has like an A area.
Good. And you remember that the
And
B.
the B is faced the wrong way.
Okay, put your fingers up like this. This is another way you can remember. Okay, so the B has a balloon. It goes up in the air, so you're pointing up. And the D is down in the dirt. So B, you're pointing up, and D down in the dirt. So does that help? You can do it like that. So B, pointing up, and then D is down in the dirt. So this hand is always going to point up. This one goes down. Okay? Okay, let's try. I'm going to give you some sounds this time, and I want you to write them, or write what you hear, and you're going to start and go across. Remember how we did this? Okay? So let's try. Okay. Okay, you're close. See if you can do it in two letters. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. There you go. That was better. Okay, how about T? Good. How about G? Good. How about W? W. Good. Okay. Give me A. I. E. A. E. Good job. A. O. U. Yay. And I. Let's try a few more. Go to the next one. Let's try. Good.
Cut.
How about this one? This is hard to say. What do you hear? Good. How about Good job. That could be one way. Another way. Good job. So CK and C, or SC and SK can both make this. Okay, one more. Good job. Okay, so now, let me put this away. We're gonna see if we can blend some words together. So here's what we're gonna do. We've got our vowels in the middle. Some of these are gonna be real words and some of them are gonna be nonsense words, okay? So, what word is that?
Pack.
Good, say it fast.
Pack.
Good. So, is that a real word or a nonsense word?
Real word.
Packed, packed. So, okay, we have like words like impact, compact. So, yeah, this is a part of a word. Okay, so that's good. How about that one?
Execute.
Think about, take this off. What do you have here? Act, right? So now add that to it. There you go. Exact. Exact.
Real word.
That's a real word. Good. Okay, how about this one? Act. Dract. So do you see how I'm doing this? Act. Dract. Is that a real word? No. Okay, so let's try to switch this. What about this one? Use your finger. Say act. Now say fast. Is that a real word? That sounds kind of funny. Okay. Ooh, what's this one?
Giraffe.
Not giraffe, but draft. 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 You know, like when you open a door and you feel the wind blowing in? That's called a draft. So that's a real word, right? Okay, so let's switch this one. What about that? Good. Not oft, but draft. You gotta blend it. Okay? How about that one? Roft. Is that a real word? Ooh.
Soft.
Is that real? Yeah, good.
Soft.
Good. Is that a real word?
Moft. Soft.
Good. No, not a real word. What about that?
Slost.
How about this? Let's see if we could switch this one. Use your finger. Celeste. Celeste. Is that a real word? It sounds like a name, doesn't it? What about that? Say it fast. Pressed. That sounds like a real word, but does it look like a real word? No. We usually do ed, Pressed, for pressed, like when you press something down. But this is not the right spelling, but it sounds good. Okay, so let's try this one. What does that sound like to you? Have you ever heard that? Pressure. Okay, so you hear some of those sounds and it's making a word, but it's not quite a word by itself. How about this? What's the sound make? Prish. Yes. That's not quite a word, is it? What about that one? Good. Let's try to switch this. Tisk. Is that a real word? No.
Only if it has like task.
Oh yeah, okay. So if the vowel were changed, it could be. Okay, what about this? This is an L. Lisk. Is that a real word? What if you changed this K to a T? What would it be?
List.
Good. Okay. Whoops.
Gist.
What's the end sound?
Gisk.
Gisk. Gotta make sure you hear that K at the
Gisk.
end. There you go.
Gisk.
Let's switch this one. Ooh.
Sound like gisk.
What's that?
Imp.
Not but. Remember?
Gimp.
Good. Okay.
Imp.
Let's try this one. What's that?
Imp. Imp.
Good. What if you added an L right here?
Limp.
What's that?
It's like one of them things that go up in the air and like can people ride and then they have a back.
So it's kind of a cross between an airplane and a balloon is what
It's
it
like a
reminds me
big giant horn.
of. Good. Okay. Let's try it. One more.
Wimp.
Not.
Wimp. Wimp.
What's a wimp?
When they're that's scared to do stuff.
Okay. So what book does that remind you of?
Olympic.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. Whoop. We got one more vowel. Let's see if this makes a real word.
Wow.
Does that make a real word? Say it fast.
Wow.
What up? What up? Is that fast? That's not a real word. Good job. You're getting good at that. Okay?
Wow.
Okay, next. Here's what we're going to do. Do you remember how we talked about these things? You remember how the vowel sounds do apple, apple, ah, ah, ah. You remember that? Try to do this one. Eddie, Eddie, eh, eh, eh. And then itchy, itchy, it, it. And then olive, olive, ah, ah, ah. And last one, upper, upper, Try that one again. Upper, upper, ah, ah. Try that one more time. I messed that up. Upper, upper, Good job. Okay, so I'm going to give you words, and you have to point. You can point to which vowel sound you hear. Okay, you ready? Sneaky little list. Some of them are going to be real words, and some of them are going to be nonsense words. Okay, let's try one. How about ick? Good job. How about ox? Us. Ab. Ip. Tin. Good. Sit. Sun. Mop. Mag. Get. Good. Rut. Bon. Sif. Chum. Blep. Good. And blaff. Good job.
Well, that sounds like flat.
It kind of did, didn't it? You did great. Doing so good. Okay, I'm done with that. All right. We are going to think about the phrases that we worked on. And I'm going to have you see if you can write those phrases, okay? See if you can remember them. I'm going to tell them to you, and then I want you to just write them right here going across, okay? So the first one is going to be had a dent. Had a dent. So how many words do you hear?
Had a dent.
How many? 3. Okay, so you're looking for 3 words. We can take one word apiece. So had. How do you can write that. It doesn't have to be capitalized because remember this is a phrase. Good job. And then had a dent. And then dent. Good job. Okay, so you hear that blend right there? D, e, n, t, dent. Remember that makes the int sound, okay? All right, so we're gonna try another one. Let's see. What are they? Oh, here we go. Come back over here and let's do lend a hand. Lend a hand. Good. Okay, now look at it. Lend. What sounds do you hear? L. Do you hear I? Lend. Lend a hand. L, e, n. Yes. Okay, so right underneath that, just write it correctly. There you go. Those sound tricky. This is lend, and that's lend. And sometimes we say it like this, but it really should sound like that. But we get kind of lazy with our I's and our E's. So lend a hand. Good. And you got that. What's the blend in hand? End. End. So you got the ND, right? Okay, good. What's the blend in lend? Okay, good. So it's the same, right? Okay, good. Let's try one more. I think so. Okay. This is a longer one, okay? Man with a limp. Limp. You know, like a limp, like you're... Good job. Okay, so this was lend. This is limp. So it's e and I. So you did good. Good. Man with a limp. Okay. And we're going to do one more thing. I'm going to give you some sight words. Okay. These are the easy ones that we did last week. So you will get these no problem. Okay. And I just want you to come down here and you're just going to, you can go down the page. Okay. You ready? First one is I. Good. And I like the way you capitalized it. How about two? Good. How about was? Good job. Is. This. Do. Are. Think about the word are, not the sound. There you go.
Why didn't I get that right?
That's okay. Cross it out. Try it one more time.
There we go.
Okay. What's our next one? Of. John, why don't you come up here and we'll go straight down. The. Okay. What? His. Has. Said. And from. Good job. Okay, so the only one that was really giving you any trouble was R. And you just want to put the E before the R, and I think you fixed it. So that was good. And I like the way you were really thinking about these two because it sounds like it should be what at the end was. Sounds like, yeah, but you put an S, so you got it right. That was good. Good job. Okay, we are going to move on to our words that we did open and close syllables. Do you remember this? Whoa, where are they? They're not in here. Oh,
Got it.
no. I sure did. Okay, well, we're going to skip that. And we'll go on to the next thing. Okay, this is our red word for today. What word is that?
There.
There. What is this talking about when I say, when I use this there in a sentence?
There. It's like there is the ball.
There is the what?
There is the ball.
Okay, so there is the ball would be like over there. That would be more of a place. This is talking about people. So if I said, I found their backpack
Like it belongs
At school.
to them.
is what?
Like it belongs to someone.
Yeah, it belongs to somebody, okay? So you use this one to show ownership. So this is usually a person or an animal or something like that. Like,
There's a giraffe.
well, that's a place, remember?
Oh,
If you can
there-
point to it, it's going to be,
That belongs to the giraffe.
yes. If you can point to it or it's a place, it's going to be that there. So this there is talking about possession, like ownership, okay? So let's see if we can, why don't you finger spell, like trace it. And let me hear you say the letters as you trace it.
THEI R.
And then swipe it.
There.
Good, try it one more time. And then
THEIR.
good. And we're gonna do this. We're gonna draw a little person to help us remember that this is ownership, okay? This there is talking about a place, so we're gonna draw an arrow, okay? So there, and it kind of sounds like it should have an A in there, right? But it doesn't. It's spelled funny. That's why this is one of our red words, because it's an irregular
You just
word.
used it.
I
It
did.
looks like there is an
R
A.
or an A. I mean, yes, you're right. Okay, let's see if we can. Oh, trace it with your pen, and let me hear you say it when you spell it. There you go.
R.
And then swipe it.
There.
Good job. Okay, let's see if we can arm spell it because we forgot to do that part. So, ready? THEIR. There. Faster. THEIR. There. THEIR. There. Last time. THEIR. There. Good job. Okay, so now we have to come up with a sentence, and let me hear you come up with some ideas, and then I am going to, if I can find it, there it is. I'm going to give you one to write, and you come up with some ideas. Remember, this has to show ownership. So I'm going to give you an example, and then I want you to give me an example. We went over to their house. So the house belongs to them. So their house. Okay, so can you give me another idea?
We went over.
Think of something that could be possession. How about a lunchbox?
We found
There you go. Keep going.
their lunchbox.
That would work, right? Because the lunchbox belongs to them. So, okay, good. Here's the sentence you're going to write. You ready? Okay. I'm going to start over here. Use your best handwriting. I want to go to their house for dinner. So let's, before you write, give me this hand. Count how many words that is. I want to go to their house for dinner. 9. Very good. Okay. So, right, so if you can write a sentence. I want to go to their house for dinner. Okay, good job. Okay, read what you got.
I want to go to their house for dinner.
Good job. And on here, I noticed that you almost put the I first, but then you realized that the E comes before the I. What made you figure that out? Did you remember the spelling and stuff like that? Okay. And if you take off the IR, what do you have? The. So if you can remember the is in the word there. Yeah. Yeah, the ear almost, right? Okay, and then how did you know that dinner had two N's?
Because I remember one time I spelled it before and I did like an N.
Oh, okay.
And then I put an N in the middle.
Okay, okay.
But
So
then I
good.
figured out that I don't need to do that.
Good. Okay. I want to go to their house for dinner. And what are
Also because dinner.
gotcha. So you can break that into syllables, and anytime there's a double, one goes this way, one goes that way, right? Okay, good. What are we showing ownership about?
The house.
The house, right? It's theirs, so it's their house. Good job. Okay, and you capitalized. That was awesome. You remembered your punctuation, and you got all your words right. So great job. Okay, we're going to do one more thing. Okay, since I didn't bring the cards for our one part that we were supposed to do, let's just do something real quick. Remember we talked about open syllables and we talked about closed syllables. I did bring, I think, maybe. No, maybe I forgot it. I thought I brought it. Yes, I did. Here it is. Okay. Remember we talked about this? How you've got the bread. So do your hands like this. This is your sandwich. And your meat's inside. Okay? And this would be closed because you got bread and bread. But if you take one off, then the meat is exposed, and that would be open. It's the same thing with a word. If you what's the meat represent? The vowel, right? Okay. So if it's closed, so put your hands back together. The meat is closed, and that's going to be short sound. So like a, I, eh, all of those sounds. But if you open it and take off the bread, then it becomes long. So you can think long. Okay.
Help me. It's
Yes.
long.
So what does that mean for the vowel?
That.
It's open and it's long. So what are you going to hear the vowel say?
R O.
Okay, so O. What's an A sound like if it's long? Which one? You're saying A and A. Which one? A, right? So O, A, U, E. One more. I. Very good. So you're going to hear the names of those vowels, okay? And that's when it's long and open. Okay, so let's see if I can give you some words. And I'm going to have to try to remember what we had since I forgot our cards. Oh, I think it's on this sheet, actually. Let me look real fast. Okay, we can do it. I think I remember some of them. Okay, so I'm going to give you a word. You what?
V.
Which one would that go under? Open. Okay, remember this is long and this is short. So you said B, or you could spell it B. Which one's the insect? Good. Okay, give me an idea of a closed. This is going to have the short sound, and it's going to have a consonant on this side of the vowel. Remember, it has to go on the right side.
Ben.
Bin. Okay. Like, I'm going to do this bin. B-I-N. Like a basket or a bin that you put stuff in. Okay.
It could be a name.
Ooh, bin. B-E-N, bin.
Like on Descendants, the King, Prince, Ben.
Good. Okay, good. Now this bin, let's look at this one. B-E-E-N. This looks like it would be long, but it's not. It's an irregular word, so that's going to probably show up as one of our red words. Okay? So this one is not doesn't quite work, okay, because it's irregular. Okay, what about, let me do.
That one would be like, I've been there before.
Yes, that would be that one. Good. Okay, so let me give you some words, and then you tell me, we're going to break it, and you tell me which syllable's short, or closed, which syllable's open. Okay? So let's try yogurt. How many syllables is that?
Yogurt.
Okay, so 2. Where is it going to break? Draw a line. Good job. Okay, now when we do this, oh, I want to tell you, underline the vowels. Good. And you know that every time you have a syllable, you have to have a vowel in the syllable. Good. And remember, these were one single syllable. They were just one. Be, been, they're just one. But on a 2 syllable, you have to have a vowel in each syllable. So, you know this thing is your long. This is your short, right? Okay. So, yo. Is that going to be long or short? Hmm? Yo, yaw. Okay, so instead of drawing a line, let's do this. You can put that on top, okay? Yogurt, there you go. And since that R kind of takes over, right? Okay, so this would be open. This would be short. So let's draw this up here. This means long. This means short, okay? Okay, let's try another one. Let's do, ooh, I got a good one. Magnet. Okay, so draw, first of all, tell me how many syllables. How many is that? 2, right? Okay, now draw a line and show me where it would split. Good job. Underline the vowels. Okay, and then tell me if they're long or short. What sound does it make? Good job. Okay, so what's this one?
Mag.
And what's that one?
Net.
And they're both short, so what are they going to be? Closed. Okay. Locked in because of that consonant on the right side, right? Okay, great job. Let's see if we have time. Let's do one more before we go on to the last thing. Let me see if I can come up with one. Let me think of a hard one. That might be too much. What?
Do this.
This? Would that work? That's kind of easy. That's just a 1 syllable. We need like a 3. Ooh. This has to do with your name.
Oh Lord.
Let's see if you can figure this one out. What is that?
Alligator.
What word is that?
Alligator.
Okay, clap it out first.
Alligator.
How many is that? I'll clap it. You count. Ready? Alligator. 4. Okay, so we have to think about this. What was the first one? Clap it with me. Ow. Good job. And you know that the L's are going to split.
Just to make it to where it doesn't look like it has 3.
Okay, let's do the next one. Gay. Tor. Very good. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got them all. Okay, now underline the vowels. Tor. Okay. All
I
right.
just realized something. Okay, so my name.
Okay, we'll do yours next. Hang on. Okay, let's go back to this. Owl. Okay, that's right. You've got short, so that's going to be a closed syllable because it's got that consonant right behind it. Li. It's not long, but it's not closed either. So it's kind of weird. Owl. Gay, you have this one because it's definitely going to be open, and then tour. And you've got that right, but that R is kind of behind it, so we'll talk about those R's. They kind of take over the syllable. Okay, so same with yours. How would you do it? Allison. Sun. Okay, so this is also going to be short and closed, right? This is kind of a weird one because it's not long and it's not closed.
Wait.
So you do have some exceptions. I know, it's almost the same word except when you get to the end. What about this one? Sun. Good job. And so you would have, is this going to be an open or closed syllable?
Closed.
Good job. Okay.
And it's like the pattern.
Yes, very good.
Short,
Okay.
long, short.
Yes, that was a hard one too. Thank you.
And then there's like short, long, short.
Well, this one is not really long. That's going to be short, but it's not closed because there's nothing trapping it. Alligator. So this is the oddball syllable. We'll circle that one because that one's kind of an oddball. It doesn't quite fit. So, okay, good job. Last thing we're going to do. Okay. We are going to work on fluency. Do you know what fluency is? Do you know what that is? Okay, so fluency is being able to read like at a steady pace, like a speed. Like you want to, you know, when.
That's what Miss Granger said.
Yes, you want to try to not be like choppy. Sometimes when we read choppy, we lose what it's meaning. So we're going to see if we can speed up your reading, okay? And we're going to practice today. So here's what we're going to do. We have this little passage.
I can already
And these-
tell you. I'm not going to get that word.
You're not going to get that word right? What is that word?
Perry.
Well, you know this blend because we worked on that. So say it fast.
Prairie.
Yes. See?
Prairie.
You can get it. What are you talking about? Okay, so read the rest of the title. Prairie.
Prairie. Dog town.
Prairie Dog Town. Do you know what a prairie dog is? They're so cute.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I saw them.
Yeah. Let's look at what a prairie dog is.
It's like a.
You know?
No.
It's kind of. Let's see. It's.
Mine's a meerkat.
Let me see if I can find one. Not. I spelled it wrong. That's why. Dog. Oh, they're so cute. They do kind of look like Timon. So they live here in the United States. We don't have them as much in Arkansas as they have them like in Texas and places. But when you go down the highway,
We saw them.
did you see them like on the sides of the road? They'll stand up and you can see them. They're so cute. Okay, so Prairie Dog Town. That's what we're going to talk about.
Did you watch the new movie?
I
about
did.
it?
Oh, wait, which one? Lion King?
Yeah.
Yes. Have you seen it yet? It's so good.
It's out Papa birthday.
I love it. Okay, so you're gonna read for 1 minute, and I'm
it's
just
like a
gonna.
1 minute read.
Yeah, that's exactly. And now you know that word, so you shouldn't get stuck on that. If you get stuck on a word, you can sound it out. You know, decode it, break it apart, and then blend it back together. Okay. And when the timer goes off, we'll keep reading, but I'm just going to stop the timer and we'll record your time, okay? So, let's look. I have it set. Okay, so right here, you ready? Go.
Prairie dogs are not what their name might suggest. While it's true that prairie dogs live on the prairie, family. Prairie dogs are commonly
Good.
found in the western parts of the United States and Mexico. They got the name dogs because they make small barking sounds to warn each other of danger. Prairie dogs are social animals
Okay. Keep going.
that prefer to live in large groups or towns. They are good at digging holes and live in burrows. Prairie dogs search for food in the day and return to their burrows to sleep at
Go
night.
back to this word.
To burrow.
There you go. Burrows.
Prairie dogs search for food in the day and return to their burrows to sleep at night. They mostly eat grass, seeds, leaves, flowers, and fruit. Sometimes prairie dogs eat insects as well. Many prairie dogs like to hunt.
Wait. Ooh, go back to that.
Many prairie dog animals
There you go.
like to hunt prairie dogs. What does a prairie dog do when a wolf, fox, or bobcat sneaks up on it, ready to pounce? Zip! The prairie dog scrambles into its burrow.
Good job. I like the way you used
You know
expression. That was
when
good.
it says it sometimes prairie dogs eat insects as well.
Hmm.
It's like no.
It's like Timon. Yeah, it is. Yeah, my favorite part was when he found the caterpillar and he was like, "These are the, what did he say?
Greenfield.
Yeah, the cream-filled ones." I thought that was funny. Okay, so we got, I think about right here is where you stopped. Okay, so we're going to count up how many words you got. But before we do that, oh no, you're good. You did great. Okay, so I'm going to ask you some questions about
I
this
remember
first, and we're
one
going to.
time I got
I'm gonna hide this.
91.
You did? That's awesome. Okay, this was kind of tricky too. They had some big words, but you did good. Okay, so give me. A prairie dog is not really a dog, right? What did they say it was? What's it more like? Do you remember? It said they're not really dogs. They're more like they're part of the rodent family. Do you remember what animal they talked about? We have them here. You see them climb up trees?
Bobcat.
No, they're little, like a prairie dog. They have the furry.
Squirrels.
Yes, they look more like they're more like ground squirrels. They don't climb trees like our squirrels do. So they live out in the prairie. Okay. What were some of the animals that hunt prairie dogs?
Bobcats, wolves, foxes, and
Good job. And was there another one? I think that was it. Okay. What do prairie dogs eat?
insects, flowers, leaves.
Good job. Where do prairie dogs live?
And prairie.
In the prairie. What part of the United States?
Texas.
Which is out
West.
west. It's the western
In
part of the United
Mexico.
States. Good. And Mexico. That was right. What sound do they
In
make?
Yellowstone.
In Yellowstone, kind of out that way. What sound do they make?
Barking sound.
A barking sound, like a dog. That's where they get their name, right? Why do they bark?
Who's a bird dog?
Because they're prairie dogs. Okay, so in case there's what's they have to warn everybody.
They have to talk to each other whenever there's danger.
Good job. Okay, And then
can
what
just-
was the name of their home?
Prairie Dog Town.
Prairie Dog Town. They live in a town, but they go underground, and that's called a what?
Borrow.
A burrow.
Burrow.
When you
Burrow.
borrow something, you borrow it. Like I would borrow your book. But a burrow is when you go underground, okay? So, okay. So the first time, let's see how many words you got. 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73. Okay. You didn't have any errors though, so that's awesome. So okay, so 0 errors. Okay, so this time we're gonna try it one more time, and we're gonna see if you can beat 73 minutes, okay? Which I think you can because you've read it now once, okay? So let me get the timer ready. Okay, we're gonna start again, and you're trying to go fast, but you're trying not to make any mistakes, okay? Here we go. Ready? Go.
Prairie dogs are not what their name might suggest. While it's true that prairie dogs live on the prairie, they are not dogs at all. Prairie dogs are really ground squirrels, members of the rodent family. Prairie dogs are commonly found in the western parts of the United States and Mexico. They got the name dogs because they make small barking sounds to warn each other of danger. Prairie dogs are social animals that prefer to live in large groups or towns. They are good at digging holes and live in burrows.
Good job. You got further that time. Okay, let's see where you ended up. Ching. So you made it a little bit further. Okay, so let's see. That ended on 91, 92. Much better. Okay, and you didn't have any errors. Last time you kind of got
See, I
stuck.
told you I got to 91.
Yeah, that's good. You kind of got stuck on that word the first time, but you got it that time. And then
Well,
this word.
I said it after that. I
Yes.
got it commonly
You got it. You fixed it over here.
found.
Mhm.
And I didn't even look back at the word.
I know. I noticed that.
That's
Okay,
what
and
I
you said
usually do.
socially the first time, but then you fixed it,
Social.
and it's just social. Very good. Okay, awesome job. And I think we're done. So we'll stop